free and flexible and creative was really essential to what I wanted to make, and I didn't find a platform that did that other than Wix. Hi, I'm Liv. I run Double Press, a print and design studio in Brighton, UK. I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and freedom of creation. Everything I create at Double is visual. So for me, those customizable elements like the hovers and the little animations, the additional bits and coding, the physicality of the actual process of printing really reflects me. From a business perspective, it was really exciting. Directing people to that site was going to give them everything that they needed.
All right, we're gonna get started in the next 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. Let me lower this music. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, see me okay. I'm just resetting my journal. It is December 6th. It is a Wednesday. I think someone asked me last week, why do I have Bitcoin on my watch list? This is why. I don't trade Bitcoin or anything, but guarantee Bitcoin's gonna become a controversial topic in the next few weeks, only because it has been trailing some time, especially this whole year. Had a lot of bearish momentum. There was a lot of talk on Bitcoin at the beginning of the year. People were trying to get into it because we were seeing price just skyrocket, right? And now it's starting to break some monthly highs. You can see at 39,859, and now it's kind of ranging. So I just have an alert placed just in case. I'm not actively trading Bitcoin, but you just never know. But yeah, in a second we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'll give it another 2 minutes, and we will break down some analysis. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. I did not trade Monday or Tuesday. Your boy's been busy. Let me turn this down just a little bit. And this might be my last week. No, next week will be my last week of trading for the whole year. So we're gonna, in this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I should be live for Friday NFP. And next week I should be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is Monday and Tuesdays, man. I really gotta figure a way how to adjust my schedule because I just have so much going on outside of trading. So yeah. And then I should be posting some videos this week for Smart Money Ace. Some concept videos. I know you guys liked the gold one I did. I want to make a new one. It's going to be a general video that the method I use, the boxing strategy. So I'm going to most likely get that done this week. Before next week, heading to the last week of trading. And then I'm moving everything into Discord. It's going to be official. So everything that's on my website, I think it's paused right now. But everything that's on website is pretty much being moved into Discord. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend so that there's only one, everything's merged. The communities are merged, right? Because I had someone who joined the Telegram who's not in the Discord. So I'm going to merge everything this weekend. And that's pretty much it. And of course, I'll announce all that on Instagram as well. I'm going to get started in the next minute. All right, let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and analyze my favorite pair first things first, and we're going to obviously come back to it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So first thing I'm going to do is just delete everything. Boom. Chart is clean. So let's start with TDA. Starting my daily time frame. We had this huge spike. I believe this was last week. I believe this is Friday, right? Yep. So we had this huge spike in the market. Was I live? No, I was not live Friday. So I was not on the charts. But notice how price finally broke that all-time high at around 2063. Had this nice push in the market. Could we consider this a fake out? Because price technically doesn't close above on the daily chart. Yes, we could, right? Because it does come out, and this was what? Does come out for over 700 pips. So it was a huge move in the market. It has a nice wick, and then it took out all these buyers, right? And then it finally came back into this range or this previous range. So let's just stay on the daily time frame for now. And then notice how price finally came back down. This bearish wick, like I mentioned, most likely took out a lot of buyers. And then going on the 4-hour, we can clearly see that price is back into our original range. And when I say range, guys, I'm just simply looking at these, or I'm looking at this divider. So I'm visually saying that this was range 1, and then since price had a nice spike, if price closed above 2067, then I would say this is range 2 because it's now ranging somewhere else. Okay, so that's what I mean ranges. So it's not confusing. So in the 4-hour, we can see that price came back down to our previous range. Let's go on the 2-hour. So notice that before we had this nice push too, price did form some consecutive momentum. We had these nice bullish candles, and price simply filled that whole gap in. And then yesterday, I wasn't the chart, I wasn't live, but I noticed that even at around 2016, we had this previous consecutive push of these bullish candles forming a gap in the market, right? Price was trailing before we had that another push. And then when it came back into our previous range, it just simply filled that gap in. So a lot of people on the 2 hour time frame would classify this zone as what? Demand, right? They would say we have our nice demand zone or a nice pivotal zone that people are eyeing in the market. So whenever you guys have these zones, you have to remember the reason why price is attracted, because a lot of people are placing their orders. So when it comes to momentum in the market, right? Why price moves at a certain, why it moves in a certain direction. That's what I can say, right? It's because you have a lot of orders being placed that hold some sort of value, aka liquidity, because your orders hold money, right? So just imagine a lot of people, they see this zone in the market. Let's say price is around, we'll say price is around, what is this? 2071. You know, they see this zone and they're anticipating price to move towards that zone. So they're already placing buy orders, right? They have buy stops placed over here. And this is why most people just call this what? Order blocks, because technically it's a block with orders being placed. That's, I mean, order block, right? So a lot of people are placing the orders right here. And because there's so much value, aka liquidity, between your entry and stop loss, that's what price is after. That's how we get those smart money pushes, right? Because those orders are being taken out. Retail versus institution. But all that to say that most people had their zones placed right here. Let's go ahead and take this out and look at what price did. So it made a touch. It didn't exactly close below. We had this nice wick, but price does respect this zone. So most people, if they entered in on that 100% level, would have got in, would have had a nice stop loss below that zone, and most likely would have taken this trade to that previous resistance, which would be around 2035, right? So when you're scaling down on top-down analysis, notice how I was easily able to mark that zone in just because I'm identifying where price had the most touches. We have this nice consecutive bearish push. Price comes back into this range. We can say this is range 1. We can say this is range 2. And if we want, we can say this is range 3. Simply just dividing price into ranges. So price comes back into range 1. It fills this nice gap. And now we are simply ranging and waiting for price to either break out from below or simply break up from above. That easy. And it's going to be more ideal to break above only because we have all of this that, again, needs to be filled. So this morning, ideally, you know, going off of that daily perspective, if price is going to have a nice continuation for some sort of bullish trend, then I want to see price near 2036. Maybe retrace a little bit and then push back in the range 2. And then this would be the retail concept for this. I believe it's called a reverse head and shoulders. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But basically when price has another dip and it forms some sort of structure in a previous range before having a nice push to the one before. So that's what I'm anticipating on gold. Simply just working off a structure. I want price to near 2036, have a nice push, taking out any remainder sellers that are trading off of that resistance at 2036 and push back into this range, taking those orders out and also filling some sort of gap. Let's scale in even more. And let me go ahead and delete this. Hopefully that wasn't confusing too. If anything I say is confusing, you guys can let me know. I will repeat it. So yeah, scaling in. Once you're able to identify structure, so like you have your daily perspective, 4-hour time frame, your marking structure, your zones, you're identifying where price is most likely going to be attracted to. 1 hour time frame and 30-minute, that's really just to see price more clearly if you want. So in the 1 hour, we can pretty much see that price is ranging below 2036. And that's why I was able to mark up that level of support or resistance, however you want to view it. And you can clearly see that price is respecting that level. So again, we're going to see if price is going to hold in this range or near 26 for a nice breakout. We could catch a nice break entry or wait for the retracement for a nice break and retest entry up to 2067, just like that. All right, and we see this happen all the time. So that's what we will wait for on gold this morning. We have news. Let's go and check Forex Factory. We have news this morning at 8:15 on USD, ADP non-farm employment change, USD. And then we have news at 10 a.m. on CAD. It's the BOC rate statement and overnight rate, and that is CAD. And if we see any good if we see any good setups, I will stay live until 10 o'clock. I don't mind doing a 3-hour long stream. Since I missed Monday and Tuesday, I don't mind. But we will see. So that's my analysis on gold. Let me go ahead and send this. And I just got back on Telegram as well. So give me 1 second, guys. I got to make sure I send this to both chats. If you guys have any questions about that breakdown, let me know. I will leave the chart analysis up as I'm sending this out to Discord. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know. But give me 1 second. This is gold. Anticipating. Let me go ahead, copy this. Damn. Nears. We'll send out ideas if price nears, what is that? 2036.235, guys. I'll just put 2036. All right, so that is the analysis for gold. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to move on, okay? And that's actually a good analysis. If you guys, what was I going to say? If you guys have any questions about anything, also let me know as well. Please don't be afraid to speak out or ask a question. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be Forex related. But moving on. Again, what I like to do, guys, since I wasn't live Monday or Tuesday, we're just going to go ahead and remove everything. So this is AUD USD. So again, starting the daily time frame. When you do TDA, guys, The reason why you want to start on your daily time frame, because you want to get that daily perspective so that you can work with price, not against it. Okay. So for example, if you were starting on the 5 minute, I know some people might trade the 5 minute in here. Oh, what's up, Sonic? Appreciate it. Yeah, this is my favorite month. You know, I love to get festive. You know, I got the whole robe, the Santa hat. This is my favorite month, guys. I don't care. You know, I love the holidays, so your boy's already getting ready for the holidays, you know, or Christmas. I'm playing Christmas music as well. Hopefully it's not too annoying, but I'm gonna be wearing this fit for the whole month. Appreciate it. Also, Sonic, the Discord should be fixed. You can check the link and do a little test, but everything should be fixed. And then I'm not sure if you're in here this morning, but basically, I said that I'm merging everything this weekend, so the website is gonna be merged into the Discord. So everything's gonna be more simple. What was I saying? Yeah. So with top-down analysis, guys, you don't want to start on your lower time frame and then move up. You want to start in your higher time frame and move down, because let's say if you were trading the 5 minute, because I know some people trade the 5 minute, and you were looking for sells, but the whole time on the daily time frame or even 1 hour, it was showing that price was in a bullish trend, right? So that sell entry that you have in the 5 minute, you're pretty much going against that overall push in the market. So you kind of just want to be careful. I think I posted a video. I did post a video yesterday explaining that when it comes to trading, there's not one bias. There's always two. You can either buy or sell, but it's about going towards the most probable setup, right? Trading is about high probability. So when you lose a trade on your lower time frames regarding the TDA top-down analysis, there's a reason why you're losing, right? You're trading against the overall perspective. So it's never random. You're not losing randomly in the market. The only time it's random is when you have crazy news, like NFP, I guess, because it's heavily reliant on news instead of price action. But you just want to be careful with that, okay, guys? So on AU to USD, let's start on the daily time frame. If you guys want me to go back to gold, I will, but we will come back to it. So on daily time frame, first thing that I noticed is that the market had a previous gap. We could say that this was some sort of order block or order zone that people were anticipating, because we had this nice push. It was this nice gap that eventually was filled. Price came into that 50% level. A lot of sellers in the market. Cool. So we had a nice gap in the market that got filled. Okay. So price went down, and now it's currently kind of stagnant, or we can say it's ranging. And let's say, let me go and get my tool real quick. Let's say that price had some sort of we're going to go on the 4 hour to identify structure, but off the daily time frame, you kind of just want to stay away from that and just see what price is doing. So again, the market had a gap, it got filled, price is pushing down, and we want to see if it's retracing off of some sort of support to have a nice continuation. Because although it did make a push, I'm looking at what price was doing previously, we did have some sort of bullish momentum. And what I'm also noticing is that price was in a channel. So we can say this was some sort of channel or range, that price was pretty stagnant because it wasn't going down, it wasn't going up. It's kind of side channeling, and eventually it starts to break out of that and move up. So we could say we are in some sort of bullish momentum. Price did near 0.66712 off of that 50% order block, and then it had a nice push down. And now we want to see if price is going to react off of that push out of that that zone to have a nice continuation. Hopefully breaking this high, this previous high right here, to come into a new range. So we can say like, oh, we also have this nice double top. So this is identity. This already tells us that price has or we can say that price is was I about to say? Sorry, guys. That we have some sort of structure. That's what I was trying to get at. You know, when you have a double top of the market, usually you can find strong levels of support and resistance. So with that being said, if price does decide to pull up and come past this range, breaking this high, this previous high, then we want to see price near 0.6889. Let's go back on the daily or even scale out on the weekly so I can clearly see what's going on. So again, we have this side channel that price dipped down to. It came up to that 50% level. I know a lot of sellers took advantage of that. And now we're currently trying to see if price is going to react off of 0.65285 to have a nice continuation, a bullish continuation. And even on the weekly time frame, you guys could use the Fibonacci, most popular retail concept, where basically, you know, you have that push to the market. We have these nice consecutive bullish candles, and then most people would grab their Fibonacci tool, price from the bottom to the top, and then simply wait for price to near that golden zone, right? You know, in this scenario, for a bullish continuation, you know, we had this nice break, and then we have this nice retracement, and then wait to have a nice continuation. That's pretty much what I have here on the daily time frame. But I'm just working with price. So since price is already pushing up, we want to see if price is going to break this previous high to have a nice continuation. So hopefully that wasn't confusing. Sometimes I explain things that make sense to me. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I will do my best to re-explain this. But that is the breakdown on AUD USD. All right, moving on. AUD JPY. So starting the daily time frame. First thing I want to do is just delete everything because I did not trade Monday or Tuesday. So first thing I noticed is that we do have this nice area that price was reacting off of for some time. We have these nice consecutive candles. Price dips back at around 96.37, or we can round it up 96.4. Has a nice touch right here, confirming that we have a nice strong level of new support. And notice how it dips back down, and then we have this nice double bottom, I'm gonna say. But notice that price does fill this whole gap, and then it has another reaction, and then price opens above 96.4. So that is on the daily time frame. I'm noticing that price is respecting this range. We can say this is range 2, and we can say this is range 1, right? Simple as that. Scaling down on the 4-hour, let's see what price is doing. So again, we're nearing 96.4. So what I want to see, especially since price is forming some sort of bearish trend, because we have these nice consecutive bearish candles. And then again, most people are grabbing their tool if they're trading retail concepts primarily and pushing that from the top to the bottom and saying, hey, price hit our golden zone, I'm hopping in for sales. Okay, cool. So if price continues to sell, we want to wait to see if price is going to break this previous low right here at around 96.3 and push back down into range 1. So we could get some sort of move this morning since we do have, no, we don't have news on AUD or JPY, but still, we still could see a price would near 96.4 for some sort of sell entry, anticipating price to come into range 1 and take out those remaining buyers, grabbing those orders, and then just pushing down to that nearest support. And this would be at around 95.5, and this would be what, a good 80 pip move. So we could get something like that this morning if price does decide to near 96.4. What I'm gonna do is just place an alert so I don't miss anything. This is how I utilize alerts, guys. So since I have so many pairs on my watch list, I just want to make sure I'm not distracted. So if something's going on and I'm not on a certain currency pair, I'll just say watch price. So alerts my phone, alerts my trading view, and then we're back in action. So I'm just gonna say watch price. All right. Next pair we have CAD JPY. Let me know if that previous breakdown was confusing. I will go back and re-explain everything. If not, I'm moving on. Okay. So CAD JPY. Let's see what's going on in daily time frames. First thing I'm noticing, that price is pretty choppy. It's ranging. It's not going up or it's not really going down. It's kind of side channeling, right? Let's go on the 4 hour. I might just delete everything that I have on my screen. That's what I might do. So if I just delete everything, or we could keep this right here. I actually like this only because it is relevant to where price is at right now. So I'm just gonna delete all the stuff that I had on last week. Let's go and delete all this. All right, so the reason why I'm keeping these two lines because notice how price is reacting off of them. And we're gonna use the same type of method on gold and on the other pairs that I just broke down. So basically, when you're in a side channel, you know, price is going from what? Support, resistance, right? It's going support, resistance, boom, 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 boom. It might not be the cleanest like this, but price is moving back and forth. Now, when you're halfway in a range, right, 50% level, there's going to be a lot of consecutive candles before that, or you're going to have some sort of gap. So usually when you have a gap in the market, how you want to utilize this is simply wait for that break. You can trade the break or wait for the retest to have that break and retest entry. So over here on CAD JPY, that's what I'm pretty much eyeing. So I notice that price is ranging and it's nearing that 50% level at 108. So we can say that if price decides to near that level and we want price to eventually come back to that overall resistance in that range, which would be at around 109.4, we would simply wait for that break, and if we want to play it safe, wait for some sort of candle to close above to have a clear push back up. So that's what I'm looking at on CAD JPY. And we can actually push this up. Or I like this. This is better in my opinion, only because I'm looking at previous price. You know, when you're marking up your levels, guys, you just want to eye what price did before. So I'm looking at this, how price did react off of that previous support. We had this nice consecutive push, newly resistance, and then where price is currently at, I'm just simply holding that level. Okay. So we're gonna see what happens on CAD JPY this morning, and I'm just gonna check back on Forex Factory just to double check. Okay, so we do have news at 10 a.m. So we should get some sort of move on CAD JPY, and that is 26 pips away from entry. Let me go ahead and send this in the Discord real quick. Oh, let me actually draw this out too. Let's do 2, 1, and then we can also say 3. Okay. And then just like AUD, I'm going to simply place my alert so I don't miss out on this move this morning. We'll just say it around 831, watch price. And we should be good. If you guys have any questions about CAD, JPY, let me know, and I'm about to move on. All right. Your USD, let's go ahead and delete everything real quick. All right. So on the daily time frame, price did break this all-time low at around 1.63232. Oh, my bad. I'm on the 4 hour. All right. So on the daily time frame, or we can even say price came down to 1.62766, right? So meeting this low right here, price did form some sort of gap. Let's go ahead and scale it on the 4 hours, see what price is doing. So we had this nice consecutive push, and the price filled all this bearish traffic, pushing back up. Let's go on the 2 hour so I can clearly see what's going on. Pushing back up into this previous range right here. So simply just marking that zone up because we have these nice consecutive bearish candles. Price eventually comes back up and then has a nice retracement off of 1.64, and then it has another consecutive push right here and then retraces off of that. So I'm just simply looking at price action, guys, right? That's why I'm able to mark these zones up so quick, because I'm looking at what price is reacting off of the most. Okay, so we can clearly see that price is reacting off of that level. So now we want to see if price is going to form some sort of trend, because we don't have a clear direction for a bullish move. You know, working with the daily time frame, price is pushing down. We do have previous structure, but we also have this gap that was previous filled at around 1.62. So we could get a push, and technically this is some sort of gap as well, because we have these nice consecutive bullish candles. So if price does push down, it will be a good entry for a sell, because we have all this that needs to be filled as well. So on the 4 hour, again, price is reacting off of 1.638. So ideally, since we are 40 pips away from entry, we would just wait for price to near 1.6236 at around here, or around this level of, I could call support, and either wait for a breakout into our previous range over here, or to see if price is going to react off of that double bottom. So we could say 1, 2, and 3. Simple as that. And this probably won't be realistic for this morning. It might be realistic later this week, maybe Thursday or Friday. If price does move that fast, that's amazing. That's great. But I don't think we're going to get that move this morning. Yeah, I don't think we are. Because this is what, 40 pips away from entry. I'll mark it for now. Yeah, I'll just mark it for now, guys. And what I'll do, I'll just with all my other pairs, I'll just I'll place an alert at around 1.628. I'll just say watch price, just in case. You never know. If that breakdown, my analysis was confusing, let me know. I'm going to move on in the next minute. And I know a lot of people aren't trading this week as well. As I was on Instagram for like 2 minutes, I know a lot of people are not necessarily struggling, but the market is not printing the best setups. That's what I've been seeing. I think I talked about this last week, but you don't have to trade. Like when you get to a certain point, guys, you don't have to trade every day. You know, in my situation, of course, I should trade every day for you guys, right? But you don't have to. And I think a lot of people are pressured to trade every day, but the market's gonna print opportunities 24/7. You don't want to rush anything. But anyways, price is pushing down. So again, we're gonna see if it nears 1.62834. If we do get a move this morning, that's awesome, and we will enter in for a nice sell. Anticipating price to move back down to this range. All right. Euro CAD. So this is a pair that's going to be affected this morning on news at 10 o'clock. So on the daily time frame, first thing I'm noticing is that price is moving down. It's no longer in some sort of bullish trend because it took out these previous highs. Okay. So moving on to the 4-hour. Price is pushing down. We want to try to identify some sort of structure that it is being attracted to. So let's go back on the daily time frame real quick and see what price did previously. So is this considered as a level? Because we do have price reacting off this previously, and then we have this going on over here where price didn't technically close above or below. It kind of faked out most buyers, or we didn't even say sellers, because price was fluctuating within that level. On the 4-hour, even going near that point, we don't clearly see price closing above. You know, we have this nice closure below, but then it pushes back up, and then it kind of looks choppy over here. But we can say that price was reacting off this level in some way previously, because we have a touch right here, touch right here, we have a touch right here, touch right here, and it forms a nice gap that eventually comes back to fill. So working with a 2-hour, this does look pretty choppy, but if price does decide to continue to push down, then we want to identify some sort of structure to say, hey, if it does push back down to what? Range 1, and then we can classify this as range 2. We want to see if it's going to print a nice retracement to have some sort of continuation somewhere else. The only problem with this, or I can say the only thing that's throwing me off, is that price doesn't really have, you know, price doesn't really have good structure to work off of that. So like this, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, is throwing me off a little bit, because, you know, when you have a breakout that we've seen previously on these other pairs that I analyzed, usually price will print a nice clear candle saying that, hey, I'm respecting this new level of support and I want to push up. But this is kind of throwing me off because, you know, when it comes to fake outs, price does come back down, and, you know, most likely it's taking out some previous buyers for a bullish trend or sellers for a bearish trend. But in this situation, price dips in, pushes out, and I'm trying to see where price is going to react off of this morning. Either off of this newly formed support at 1.46, or it's going to push back down to range 1 and retrace off of that newly formed resistance. And then if we look at these previous ranges over here, then price would ideally fill this whole gap. So let me just look on the weekly time frame. So yeah, on the weekly time frame, even scaling up to the weekly chart, we can clearly see that price is in some sort of side channel. And like I explained, I think on CAD, when you're at that 50% level, you want to see if price is going to break back into that previous range and simply wait for a break or a retracement to enter in for a sell. And we can mark this up as the take profit at around what, 1.44543. So let's just scale in and see if this makes sense real quick. Go on the daily time frame. Yep. So price does push in. We're simply waiting for that retracement or a nice closure below to drive price all the way back down to 1.4. We're We're gonna round this to 1.45. Simple as that. And this would be a nice. This would be a nice. Well, this would be over 150. So this would be This would be good enough, honestly. So since price is nearing 1.46119, we're simply gonna wait, especially since we have news at 10 o'clock. We're gonna wait for price to close below, turn for a sell on EuroCAD, guys. Okay, because again, the reason why it's throwing me off, usually I like to enter in on that break, especially when we have news. But we have to play it safe because of this fake out over here. So we want to play it safe in a sense where price does close below, and we have a nice closure below that that range. So 1.46119. We want to see at 8 o'clock if we get that nice hourly candle to get that nice safety net so that we can enter in knowing that price does close below, and then we would drive our stop loss to that previous resistance and then push our TP to 1.445. And we can hold it throughout the week, honestly, because we have Thursday, we have Friday, and then we can see what price is doing. But that would be my setup. If that doesn't make sense, I'll explain it again. But I would ideally enter in like this. So I'd have. Would this be considered a swing, guys? Let me know. Because since we do have. I'm trying to think. Would this be considered a swing? Because no matter the pip amount, like all those, this is what 80 pip stop loss, and this is 150 TP, or we can even drive it to make it a nice 1 to 2. So this would be what 76 stop loss, a 150 TP. Will this be considered a swing? Because ideally, if we do hold this and we end the session in profit, we're holding the trade throughout a day or even a week. I like to consider that as a swing trade. Now, although this is a 76 stop loss trade, doesn't mean it is risky, because with any trade that you have, guys, you can still use risk management. Okay, so even though this is a 76 pip stop loss and a 152 pip TP, you can still enter in with low risk and manage your trade. Okay. Yeah. I think for the longest time, when it came to the different types of traders, it was like intraday trader, scalper, swing trader. I was always confused with swing traders, because I thought swing traders were only reliant on the amount of pips that they're entering in. For example, since this is over 50 pips, I would say, oh, this is a swing trade because it's a big trade, right? But that's not with every scenario, because you have a big trade, and the recent breakdown I have on YouTube, where I had that trade play out, and then we had that huge spike, and it was like 600, it was a 0.6% in 2 seconds. That wasn't a swing trade, because I was able to enter in and exit out in that session. So is a swing trade just based on the days that you have your trades placed, or is it based on the amount of pips or the width of your trade, if that makes sense? That's why I was confused for the longest time when it came to swing traders. I thought it was heavily reliant on the amount of pips, not days. But that is my breakdown on EuroCAD. If that doesn't make sense, I will explain it again. I'm going to send this out in the Discord as well. Yeah, the difference is usually the amount of time and the time frame. Okay, that's what I thought originally. And intraday is like sessions, right? Like I'm classified as an intraday trader because I trade New York session, and I usually try to exit or enter in the beginning of the session and exit before the end, right? That's intraday, or whatever day that you're trading is just for that day. And then scalping is like 5 minute time frame, 10 pips, 5 pips. It's quick, right? That's a swing trade. Okay. So it's about the time, not the pips. So if I was on the 5 minute, I had a trade that took, it was consolidating. It took days to play out. That's technically a swing trade. And if I'm in and out, that's scalping. Okay. See, I've been doing this for 4 years, guys, and I still get confused with simple things like that. You know, I still get confused sometimes. There are still things I'm still confused about. You know, I don't know everything, and that's the beauty of it. I'm still learning. So that was the breakdown on EuroCAD. So far, we just analyzed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currency pairs. If you guys have any questions on any one of them, we have EuroCAD, we have Euro AUD, we have CAD JPY, we have AUD JPY, we have AUD USD, and of course we have gold. I'm gonna come back to gold in a second as well. This was a nice move that I missed yesterday, but let's go ahead and continue on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Any question is a great question. Your intraday is within the day. Cool. If you guys are watching this post stream, again, this will be next week will be my last week of trading before I prep for next year. And basically, guys, this was really an experiment, like Q4 in terms of live trading. My whole objective is to be consistent heading into 2024. But I'm really just trying to see what works for you guys, what works for me. If I want to do London sessions consistently, New York sessions, but my schedule will be permanent heading into 2024. And my objective is just to grow with you guys, right? So I'm really just experimenting in terms of, you know, how I want to go about these live streams, how I do these breakdowns, how I send out analysis, how I give out education, you know, how I just navigate with you guys. So I do understand that things are gonna be pretty slow right now, but my whole objective is to, you know, really lock in with the community heading into next year. So everything's gonna be pretty, I don't know the word, pretty dry, I guess. But I want to start doing live trading on TikTok. I want to start doing stuff on Instagram, guys. Really just experimenting what works for me and what works for you guys. But let's move on. Why do I still have CHF on my watch list? I keep on talking crap about CHF and I still have it. Why do I still have it on my watch list, guys? I do not trade CHF. I think it's just because of the opportunities. Like, you never know. Does price follow the rules of structure somewhat? You know, just based off of this alone. It's not the best. It never comes back up to this range. But CHF is just not a good pair for me. I don't know why. I think I'm going to make it official, guys. I'm going to delete it right now. Why not? I just don't trade it. It's CHF and NCD. Those are the two currencies I just stay away from. Not because I hate them. I just don't trade them, you know? They don't print the best setups for me, or they don't really follow my system. All right. Going on to the next pair, we have Euro GBP. And notice how I'm simply using my same method on every pair, guys. It's the same method I've been using on gold. I use it on every single pair. I think someone asked me 2 weeks ago, you know, you only trade like this? And truthfully, yes. You know, there's a system that works for everybody. And I've been using this system that's worked for me. So What you guys can do, if you have a different analysis with different systems you trade, feel free to send your chart in the chat. I could pull it up and I will try to break it down. I think that would be interesting, but I'm always gonna go with the rules that I've been applying for myself, because it's proven to work. So on a daily time frame, so when it comes to the type of markets, when you're using TDA, guys, you have four, right? You have a bullish market, you have a bearish market, you have a ranging market, and then you have a choppy market. Those are the four ideal markets that print on any currency, whether you're trading Euro, CAD, AUD, JPY. Those are the four types of markets that are always going to print on these higher time frames. So where I'm getting with that, if you go on a certain currency pair, you notice that price isn't looking, or price doesn't have some sort of market structure, I guess I can say, for a bullish trend, a bearish trend, a range, usually it's going to be a choppy market. So if I'm on Euro JP, what is this, Euro GBP, and I'm noticing that price is a bit choppy, I'm just gonna move on, right? Because when it comes to TDA, you simply want to glance at the market to see what it's printing, what type of market is it in. Could we try to say this is a range from previous price? Like, could we say this is a range because of what happened over here? You could try to force it, but this just looks choppy to me because we have price coming down here. It comes up. We have all these wicks coming out. It doesn't quite come back down. It does make another touch. It does make another touch right here. But then when we come over here, price doesn't really show us any type of structure. It does have a nice break, but it doesn't have a nice retracement to continue up, pushes back in, and then it looks a bit choppy over here, and then it comes back in, and it just looks pretty choppy. And we've seen before what a clear range looks like. This is not a clear range. This is more choppy. So what I like to do is just simply move on. I'm not going to try to force any type of entry, any type of setup, any type of analysis. I'm just going to move on. Okay? Choppy markets, you just want to move on. All right, Euro JPY. Love from Nigeria. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. What's up, Max? Still learning, and I'm still yet trying to understand the concept. Yeah, I just been pushed back, guys. I'm really doing my best to work around my schedule. I want to have a video dropped by this week on my channel explaining this whole concept that I've been using. But I want to make it like an interesting video. I don't want to just sit here and talk about it. I want to make it like cinematic, as a YouTuber. I mean, being a content creator, I want to make it interesting for you guys. So I'm still trying to plan that out. That's why I have all my videos. I don't want to just post videos. The only type of videos that I post that are like this, where it's just blank, is the live breakdowns that I've started posting, because you guys want to see how much I've been making, right? I think that's the most interesting type of video that any type of traders put out now. It's does this dude know what he's talking about, and is he able to make money with the stuff he's talking about? So like the live breakdowns, that's what I started posting when I screen record. I record my live sessions, and we win a trade live. I post those, right? But I also want to start posting my previous videos before that, where it's breakdowns. It's structured videos. I have angles. I have flashy stuff going on, attention span, that type of content. As a content creator, I don't want to just post videos like this. So that's what I'm trying to do this week for you guys on the method that I've been using on gold, GBP, Euro, all the type of pairs that I trade. That's what I want to try to push out this week. And then, of course, I will continue the live breakdowns, the live trading. That series is going to continue. Cool. And then, what else did I want to do? Psychology videos. See, the only issue with psychology videos is that I don't just want to talk. Like, I just don't want to just yap for you guys and talk and like kind of rant and just talk about psychology. Because yes, that can be helpful, can be motivating, like my experience, like how to lock in, how to stay focused. But I think 90% of people that come to my channel are trying to learn how to make money, not learn how to stay motivated. So I think that's the issue when it comes to psychology videos. I can talk about psychology. I can say some motivating things, but at the end of the day, motivation doesn't translate to money. But yeah, on Euro JPY. So let's go on the daily time frame, which we're on. I'm noticing that price came back down to fill all these gaps, taking out all these previous highs. So this bearish trend is no longer trending since we have these bearish candles pushing down. And again, when it comes to choppy market, let's go ahead and scale into the weekly time frame. I wouldn't say this is choppy because we have these clear candles, but I'm just looking at previous price where price was consolidating at some time before it initially broke through. Had a nice break and retest. Notice how it does break through that range off of these wicks. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches in the market before price initially has that break. It does kind of fake out just a little bit and then pushes back in. And now it's nearing 158.37 again. So this isn't the best type of setup when it comes to structure because you have all this consolidation and then you're trying to determine if price is going to react off of that newly formed support off of that zone or come back in. So that is on Euro JPY, and we can scale it on the 4-hour and see what price is doing. So we have this nice consecutive push off of that zone, and then price does its thing, and then it finally comes back in to fill all this traffic at around 1.5024. So what we could see this morning is that price does react off of that gap, right? It does near that level before initially pushing back up, and then we can say we can divide price into ranges. So we can say, because we have this nice consecutive bearish push, that if price does decide to react off of that newly formed support at around 1.158, then we want to see if price is going to continue to range, eventually nearing 159 to have a nice break, filling that gap, and retest. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'll actually put this right here. Something like this, guys. Because if we have this zone that we marked up on our daily time frame, if price reacts off of that HPI, then we want to see if price is going to near 159 to also fill out this gap right here. Let me know if that makes sense, because that was kind of confusing. Even just explaining it, it low-key did sound confusing to me. But that's my analysis on Euro JPY. So we want to see, let me simplify that. We want to see if price is going to react off of that nice, that nice zone this morning, because it is what, 50 pips away. So we want to see if it's going to react off of that zone to have a nice push back to 159. And then we would trade that breakout in the range 2 or wait for a closure above for a break and retest. I think that sounds better. But if it doesn't make sense, let me know. But that is the breakdown on Euro JPY. All right, Euro USD. Let's go ahead and delete everything real quick. And we have about 20 minutes before we check back on gold. We want to see if we have a nice hourly closure above or below certain zones that we marked up. And that goes for all the pairs, actually. So the next 20 minutes, we will circle back to all the pairs and look for some sort of entries. If you guys have any questions as I'm doing this, let me know. I'm just going to go ahead and continue, okay? All right. So on Euro USD, let me go ahead and check in real quick on news. We have announcements at 8:15, so we will make sure we were on. All right, we will make sure we circle back to Euro USD, but let's go ahead and break it down. So Euro USD, I'm noticing that price did have a nice bullish push. Let's go ahead and just check the weekly real quick. You guys don't have to use a weekly. The reason why I use a weekly, if I can't determine what price is showing on the daily, I just go to the weekly to see what direction it's heading. So when it comes to the type of markets I explained, you have what? A bullish, a bearish, you have a range, and a choppy market, right? So is price pushing down currently? Yes, but is it in a bearish trend? Not exactly, because when it comes to trends, you have what? Previous structure. You know, for a bullish trend, you have your higher highs and what? Higher lows. For a bearish trend, you have your lower highs and your lower lows. Right here, we're not quite getting that, especially on the daily time frame. So what I'm gonna do is just scale in and work with current price. So working with current price, I'm noticing that we have this nice consecutive push right here. And when it comes to a push to the market, you're either waiting for a break and retest or eventually that gap to be filled. Okay. So on the 4 hour, we could say that price could react off of that 50% or that previous resistance, or I'm sorry, support, which would be at around 1.07. Or if it decides to continue to push down, it will fill in that whole gap or that 100% level at around 1.07045. So most people would say this is some sort of zone or area that price will be attracted to if it is going to fill that whole gap in, or we're going to see if price is going to simply stop at 10756 to push up. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so on the daily time frame, or I'm sorry, weekly time frame, we can clearly see that price did have some sort of break, and we're either going to see if it's going to have that nice retracement near 1.0756 or come back in to fill in that whole gap. Because price did push up and then have a retracement and then it pushed up again, and then we're simply waiting to see if price is going to react off of here. Most people would grab their tool as well, even on the weekly time frame. It still applies to this. Grab their Fibonacci and say, hey, if we are in some sort of bullish trend, price is going to react off that 50% level and have a nice bullish continuation. So that's what we will see for Euro USD, especially with news. We want to see if price is going to break through. So again, we can just simplify this and divide this into ranges, range 1, range 2. Whereas if price does push, we want to see if we get a nice closure below, back in the range 1, or a closure above, saying that price is going to continue to push up into range 2 above 1.07560. Okay? So just so I don't miss out, because we do have news, so I'm going to just say watch price. Let me get my alerts. I'm going to say watch price. I think I am going to start going live on TikTok. I think that would be helpful. Random thought. Not sure if you guys knew. I do have a TikTok. I have multiple TikTok accounts, which is not healthy at all. But I think with TikTok, you gotta have like 1,000. You gotta have 1,000 followers to go live, like to make it a real live stream. But for now, it has to be like Instagram, where you just have your phone up and you have the camera pointed to your monitor, and then you just talk. But I could do that to where I have my phone set up, because I don't use it. I don't use it except to enter in trades mobily, but I can just set up my stuff through the terminal again. And I'll have my tripod to the left of me, and I'll be talking on YouTube and TikTok. I think that'll be helpful. I'm gonna start doing that. I'll probably start doing that next week, just to experiment before we head into 2024. That's what I'll start doing. But that's my breakdown on Euro USD. If you guys have any questions, let me know. All right. GBP AUD, I think we're going to stay away from this morning. The price is a bit choppy. We had this nice break. We had this nice closure, but then it did back in. So we're going to stay away from GBP AUD. Let's look at GBP JPY. I think we're going to stay away from GBP JPY again. Looking at my daily time frame, noticing that price is kind of choppy. You don't want to try to force anything, guys. Like if you see something it doesn't look clear to you, like yes, on the weekly time frame, we do have this nice consecutive push, and price is technically reacting off of that, but we have all this going on to the left of us with all these wicks. You know, scaling on the 4 hour, we clearly see those wicks don't print clear structure. So I think I'm gonna stay away from GBP, JPY this morning. And then NZD. I hate NZD. Goodbye. We're also taking this off. NZD, CHF, no more. All right, GBP, USD. So on the daily time frame, I'm noticing that we are in a bullish channel. We have some nice structure for a bullish trend. Let's go ahead and scale on the 4-hour. Let's see where price is currently at. So simply just working with price and structure, noticing that we have some level right here that price reacted off of. Price is currently pushing down, filling up this whole gap in the market. And we could say, instead of marking up zones, we could say like this would be a zone that price could be attracted to, because when it comes to that consecutive push, you want to look at that push, that initial push of that market at the 100% level. So we could say that price is more than likely going to be attracted to this nice demand zone or 2-hour demand zone, filling out that whole gap. And again, we're just going to see if price is going to react off of it, saying that it wants to push up, continuing off of that bullish trend. And look how nice that looks too. So because we have this zone and price does near 1.25437, I believe, on the daily time frame, that would be the retracement for that bullish continuation. You guys see that? If not, let me know. But that would be ideal for a buy entry on GBP USD. And that's 40 pips away from entry. So is that realistic this morning? USD, it could be. I'll place an alert at let's place an alert right at 1.24453. I'll just say watch price. We could get a move this morning. Yeah, I might have to start going live on TikTok. I think that's how I'm gonna grow my my live streams. Yeah, so that is the breakdown on GBP USD. That was pretty quick. Let me know if it was confusing. I will re-explain everything, but I'm gonna move on. USD CAD, I think we're gonna stay away from this morning. And USD JPY, we're gonna stay away from this morning as well. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those were 10 pairs that I broke down. Hopefully it was helpful. If it wasn't, let me know. And we're gonna circle back. So on gold, price is pretty stagnant. I think price is gonna move this morning after news, because we do have stuff going on USD. So I might have to extend the live, or I might end live in the next hour and then just send analysis in the Telegram and Discord, depending where price is at, right? Because price is pretty stagnant, and that's what happens before news as well. Usually before you have big announcements, price is gonna move pretty slow. But I do have all my alerts placed, so I will not miss out on any type of move for you guys this morning and for myself. The only thing that's close is Euro CAD, anticipating that price is going to break back into range 1, and then we're simply waiting for a closure below. So I do have my coordinates set up for that. But other than Euro CAD, I mean, price is pretty far away from all the entries that we are anticipating, but I will have everything set up so I don't miss out on anything this morning or tomorrow or even Friday. So the time is 7:50. We're gonna see what happens in the next 10 minutes on gold and see what we can take advantage of, honestly. Other than that, I think I'm going to chill for the next 10 minutes. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Hopefully those breakdowns were helpful on those 10 pairs that I went over. If not, I will go back and reanalyze certain pairs that are confusing. Otherwise, just chill with me for the next 10 minutes. You guys can ask questions about anything. It doesn't have to be Forex related, and I will answer everything, I guess. And let me know if you guys have any pairs you want me to analyze as well. I'm open to analyze any type of pairs you guys trade. And if you guys need help with anything, feel free to ask. All right? Yeah. No problem. I love positive criticism as well. So if things aren't helpful, like if I just wasted an hour breaking down those pairs, if it felt like I was wasting time, if it wasn't helpful, please let me know. And I would just focus on a few pairs rather than all my pairs that I have on my watch list. So if things weren't helpful, let me know, guys. Like if this wasn't helpful at all, please let me know. If it was, I also appreciate it. So cool. All right, the time is now 8 o'clock, and price, it's halfway there. But we do have news at 8:15, so we're more than likely going to get a push. Hopefully into range 2, and then we can get a nice closure above. I'm just going to check again real quick. So 8:15, ADP non-farm employment change. And I'm probably going to end stream at 8:30 because, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to stay live for another 2 hours. But I will stay on the charts until this afternoon or after 12. So I'll see what happens after CAD. I'll be in the Discord and everything, but I won't be live. So I think I'm going to end in the next 30 minutes. Let's just check real quick. So again, we're halfway there. This is what? Around 90 pips. We could get a move this morning on gold. It's not likely though. Let's check with, yeah, AUD USD. I don't think we're going to get a move this morning. AUD JPY. Let's see what's it looking like. 40 pips away from entry. We could get a move. Not likely. We could though. Let's see. CAD JPY is more realistic. 20 pips, not too far. Or it's really like 20, 25. Do I have my alert placed? I do. So I'll be ready for CAD JPY. Euro AUD. Not realistic. We'll come back later this week. Euro CAD, very realistic. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight the ones that are realistic real quick. I just had one before that. What was it? Oh, okay. Yeah, it was this one. So I said CAD JPY. Euro CAD, very realistic. Euro GBP, and I'm just marking up stuff in case I end stream and I don't miss any moves, or even before stream. What, we have 30 minutes? It's very likely. Euro JPY, not likely. Euro USD, possibly. We do have news as well. It's like 20 pips away from entry. GB USD, possibly as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 pairs this morning, but or at least before I end stream, so I can send something out. And even if I don't, I'm not tripping. I mean, I'll send out analysis to the Discord, but pretty sure this is an overall choppy week, as I've been seeing from other traders. This is my first live stream of the week, so yeah, I'll stream. I'll make up on Friday for NFP, but again, if I'm off stream, I will just stay on until 12 o'clock. I'll send stuff in the Discord. Hopefully, we can execute this morning. And then we will come back tomorrow morning to break down what happened. That's the plan. I think I'm going to try to live stream on TikTok as well. Just to experiment. I think that will be helpful. Just for growth. But yeah. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I have my alerts placed. That's what we're looking at for the next 30 minutes. Hopefully, and try to execute some trades. If not, all good. Rinse and repeat tomorrow. Oh, I did have it highlighted. Okay, I was just about to say this is throwing me off, but I already talked about it. Okay, cool. So yeah, Euro CAD, we might have to stay away from this morning, but we'll see what happens, because that is just throwing me off, guys. Because some could say, because there's always two biases in the market, right? Some could say that this is the pivotal point that price is going to react off of for a buy, right? But I'm simply trading off of what price printed before that, where we have multiple touches over here. Whereas if price does decide to push below 1.46 and close below, then it's going to drive back down to 1.45. But this is just throwing me off. So I might have to stay away from this, stay away from Euro CAD and just analyze what happens or observe what happens just to play it safe. Let me just make sure I have my alerts placed on Euro USD. Yep. And I think that's it, right? We have GBP USD, Euro USD. We have, I'll mark this like blue because we're observing really. And we have alerts placed on CAD. Okay, cool. We're good this morning. Yeah, I just want to test it out. Who knows? I don't want to say that's a bad. I don't want to say it's a bad idea until I try it. Right? I've just seen that people are hopping on it, and I do post on TikTok. Like I have a TikTok account, and I just post the short videos that I post on Instagram. But I really wanna just start doing stuff. Like, let me lower the music. Sorry guys, I know that was pretty loud. I just want to start doing stuff more live so people can see that I'm actually doing this, like full time, instead of just posting like content. I think that's gonna separate me from majority of like traders in this industry is just doing live stuff, and then also being a content creator. So having that skill set of also making good content. I want to be able to make good content but also go live. So it's not just like, oh, he's good at making content. Like I don't want to just be a YouTuber, like a trader that's good at making persuasive content. I also want to go live stream, so you guys see what it's actually like. I think that's gonna separate me from a lot of people. So that's why I'm gonna test out. Maybe tomorrow, I might test out TikTok tomorrow just to see how it goes. I want to dive into the heat of battle because truthfully, that's what a lot of people are afraid of, to go live and like lose in front of people. I get it, but it's also gonna like show transparency instead of just content. I think for the beginning, until the community has a decent size, you'll have to promote yourself and consistently upload on your 100%. That's what I've been doing so far. Like the clips and everything. But also, I think I want to utilize all the platforms for live. So I think I'm just going to utilize TikTok and YouTube and then just continue to post clips and then, of course, make content. But I think that's going to be the blueprint to grow the community. What up, Danny? What do you think about AU to USD? Did I break that down already, guys? I did. So, what did I say? All right, so previously I said that price reacted off that 50% level in that daily order block. I think I scaled all the way out to the weekly, right? So on the weekly time frame, we see that price is pushing up, right? And when it comes to a push in the market, any type of push, you have to have a time for price to come back for a retracement, for a bullish continuation or a bearish continuation, right? So on the weekly time frame, structure applies to all time frames. But notice that we have this nice push in the market. Let's go and scale on the daily time frame. Noticing that price is around that newly formed support at around 0.652. It's not quite there yet, but if we want to go for buys, I think it would be safe to wait for price to near that level at around 0.65, because we also have previous structure over here. Let me delete this, sorry. We also have previous structure that price reacted off of, where we had a nice push. I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight this so you see exactly where I'm talking about. We have this nice push and price reacts off of it. And then price is currently filling in that gap. So if it does decide to pull down a little lower for 40, 50 pips, then I'll enter it for a buy. In terms of sells, because again, there's always two biases. People are more than likely hopping in right now off of this level right here, because we have this nice bearish push, and then price, as you can see, is clearly reacting off of that. And let's go ahead and scale up on the 4 hours so we can see that these candles are also connected. A lot of people are grabbing their fib. So a lot of people are hopping in for sells right now, right? So with that being said, I'm not going to follow price since we're already away from entry. I'm just going to lead price to a level and execute. So I'm going to lead price to 0.65270. And when I say lead price, I'm not in control of the market. I literally posted a video yesterday saying that no one's in control of the market. What I'm simply saying, instead of following price, like hopping in right now and trying to catch that sell, I want to wait to see if price is going to gravitate near the area that I want price to near. So what I have over here is the other analysis, I guess. So let's say price decides to just push up. Let's just go away from the fact that if price does, or if it doesn't push down to 0.65 to 83, what would be ideal? Well, with current price, we see that it's nearing 0.6592, right? So simply using the same method I use with every single pair, if we do decide to push up nearing that level and we close above, then I would take price up into that other territory at around 0.66211. Okay, so we can say 1, 2, oops, wrong tool. We can say 1, right? 2 right here, and then 3, of course, being over here. So because we have news, Danny, I'm simply waiting after 8:15. We have news on USD for ADP, non-farm employment change. So I'm simply waiting for a closure above or below certain levels to indicate some sort of push to the market. So for AUD USD, if we get a push at 8:15 and decides to push in the range 2 and close above, then I'm taking buys up in the range 3. If we get a push towards 0.6530 and we get a closure above, I'm going to take buys. So I'm really waiting to see what price prints after news. Okay, but that is my analysis. I think I went over all the type of biases, perspectives. So hopefully that was helpful. If it doesn't make sense, I will re-explain it. But that is my breakdown for AUD USD. And something I want to admit too, guys. So just so you guys don't think I'm like I'm perfect. I am getting better at explaining things. Sometimes when I explain things, it makes sense to me and not to everyone. So I'm progressively getting better at explaining certain concepts and breakdowns. So I do apologize if I explain something that doesn't make sense. I'm still learning the best way to explain stuff live. Okay, but I hope that was helpful. So I think when it comes to trading, like when you start trading for a long time, things will visually make sense to you, but sometimes it can be challenging to explain them because you can visually see it, but you can't explain it as quick. Appreciate it. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. So again, we're just waiting for the next 15-minute candle, or I'm sorry, news. Time is going by fast. We have 2 minutes. We're going to see what happens, and then we're going to wait for that reaction to see if we can execute. If not, I'll be in Discord and Telegram for the remainder of the afternoon, and then I'll send updates there, and then we will recap tomorrow morning from all the analysis that I have. So that is 10 pairs. We're focusing on CAD, Euro USD, GBP USD, and, of course, gold. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to see what happens on that 30-minute candle. I think I'll end like 2 minutes. 2 minutes after I saw the video about college. You think it's a scam? I'm going to market and agree. You think it's worth it? Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to talk about that, I will. But give me 1 minute, Danny, because I want to focus, see what happens in the next minute, and I will get back to that question. So we're looking at USD. Let me go ahead and mark this real quick. We know what we're looking at for gold. And we have Euro USD. I think that's it, right? Oh, okay. And GBP. Let's circle back and go. Let's just watch what happens. About 10 seconds. We want to get a push near range 2. Okay. I saw the video about college. You think it's a scam? I'm going for marketing degree. You think it's worth it? I love that you asked that question. So you guys don't know if you're watching this post stream, I do have another channel called Undercover Ace. I keep a lot of my stuff private, but that is one channel that is interlinked with Smart Money Ace, only because I did a couple of videos that went viral when I was exposing IML, right? But then I'm trying to pivot to just scams in general, financial scams, trending scams, TikTok scams, Gen Z scams, okay? I kind of explained why I stopped exposing IML and people. I might do collabs in the future with Sammy. I know you guys love him as well. I might every now and then do a collab, do a like compilation video. But my focus is actually to do research on scams that people are getting caught up with. And recently, I had a subscriber ask. I take a lot of suggestions on that channel as well because I love doing research. One of the things that I love doing is writing and doing research on things that I don't know about. So scams, right? The most recent one that someone asked me to do was college. They said, can you do a documentary on college, why you think it's a scam? I said, sure. So I spent like 2 weeks doing research. Like on the weekends, guys, that's what I do, right? I just do research on stuff. So I spent like a whole month doing research on college and basically on why it's a scam, you know, going into the future on AI replacing jobs. I talked about how most people in this generation go to college because of society. It's not really necessarily what they want to do, but it's for their parents. It's not necessarily for them. And then I talked about how most people already have a passion that they love doing, but they're not consistent. And eventually life puts them in a certain category that they end up regretting. And then I talked about degrees, like certain degrees you need college for, other degrees you don't. What else did I talk about? And I was just putting out statistics, you know, data, research. But overall, do I think college is a scam? I do, only because, you know, most of the times when you want to educate yourself, you don't necessarily need to go that route. And, you know, with the resources we have today, most people are successful out college. And I think college is more specific for the people that want to work for government reasons. So like lawyer, of course, doctor, of course, etc. But, you know, marketing degree, I don't necessarily think you need college for. I have several friends that have graduated with a marketing degree. They're not doing anything with that. And I think it's because of the whole like fear factor, you know, not going to college, like what you will end up doing without that 4-year plan, 5-year plan, 6-year plan. College kind of sets you up to have that plan. You know, not having a plan can be scary. But in that video, I was explaining that you can pretty much do anything you can if you actually, you know, put the time and dedication to do your own research. And college is really there to hold your hand, but you don't necessarily need it. And I was talking about how college is mainly for networking. So if you go to college to network, that's perfectly fine. If you're benefiting off of that, that is perfectly fine. But how I see it is that most students end up going to college and they're kind of there just to pass. They're not actually taking the time to learn the studies they're in. So if you notice that college students usually, you know, go to parties and end up doing drugs and stuff, that's natural for teenagers. But, you know, when it comes to classes, most people are teaching the same repetitive stuff you can get for free. Most of the stuff that you're paying for is also for free. And this is based off of research, guys. And it's sad to say, you know, I'm not trying to get into race or anything, but towards like the black community, there's that saying that if you want to learn something, if you don't want black people to learn something, I forgot the saying, but it's like put it in a book, because like black people don't read or something, or most black students don't read. They don't take the time to research. But I think it's universal that like most students don't really take the time to actually learn stuff. They just wait for their professors to tell them stuff. You have to keep in mind, our professors did not grow up with the technical advantages we are growing up with now. So they don't understand that most people are getting rich off of stuff like this, right? They don't understand that there's a lot of digital opportunities. And I was making jokes how a lot of people are going towards OnlyFans, because that is technically a digital opportunity. But, you know, we're growing up with one of the most additional opportunities that we are experiencing in this culture, or generation, that these professors, our parents, didn't even grow up with. So it's hard for them to relate, right? That's the main thing I was going at with college. And I wasn't bashing the idea of going to college. I was explaining why it can be considered as a scam for people that don't want to pursue it. And I talked about the studies in that video. So yeah, that's my answer, Danny. And I think to answer the last part, is it worth it? I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. It depends on what degree. Marketing, I don't think it is. And it's also really important to understand where you're getting that information from. So like, let's say if I wasn't doing this, let's just take Forex for example, and I were to put that video out 4 years ago, then it would be hard to listen to me, right? Because like, who is he to say that college is a scam? Like, this dude's not successful. He's not really doing anything. But it's like when you start to do stuff on your own without college and you see that things are working for you, then you can actually speak on it to help people, to kind of guide people if they think college isn't for them. But most people go to college because it's a safety net. They don't actually know what they want to do. They don't know what they're good at. So they go to college to figure that out. The problem is, once you do figure that out, you're already in tons of debt that you got to pay. And, you start going towards something that you really don't want to do, but you kind of wasted 4+ years. And also what I've seen, and I'll stop ranting because I've been talking for a minute. What I've seen though is that most students, or most of my friends that graduate, they're very passionate about something. They're doing something for a long time. They're very passionate about it, but because they're not seeing results right away, they give up. And then whatever route college puts them in, they go towards that route, and then they end up questioning their position later in life, wondering what would happen if they stayed consistent. And that's the truth, right? When it comes to job security, you have that backup. You know you're getting paid. You have that paycheck. That's the whole point of college, to go towards something that has job security. And then when it comes to a business, a brand, it's more risky. It's kind of unknown. You're in that unknown territory. You don't know if you're going to be successful, So that's why people gravitate towards a 9-to-5 job security. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's actually normal. I think it's normal to go that route. I think it's very abnormal to go the route of taking a risk, because it's you don't have that backup. Yeah, no problem. On that channel, yeah, I think that's the direction I'm going towards. If you guys don't know what Danny is talking about, again, I have another channel where I do talk about scams, and my most recent one was college. So I'm gonna be posting more videos about that, really trying to wake people up to, giving my insight just on scams too that are trending, so people can save their money. And that is the reason why I am not consistent on here, guys. I'm being honest. I'm doing my best to work around everything, because when it comes to the week, this is what I'm doing, and then I make clips. But then the weekends, I'm doing research, and it's hard for me to balance all these channels, right? I don't have a team behind me yet, so I'm doing everything by myself. Editing, script writing, filming, recording. It takes a lot of energy. And hey, I'm not going to get too into it. I've been talking for a long time, but I'm watching price as well, so don't get me wrong, guys. I'm still watching price. We're probably not going to get that move this morning, so I'll send out analysis later today. But I'll say this as well, Danny. When it comes to a 9-to-5, I don't bash it, but one thing you have to start doing, this is what I learned for myself, and this is why I really stopped replying to comments. I'll get back into it next year. I'll start replying to people. But one thing you got to start doing is listening to yourself and listening to your heart, because you know what's best for you. You're by yourself for the majority of your life. You go to sleep by yourself. You eat by yourself. You take a shower by yourself. You spend the majority of the day by yourself, the hours that you have, and what's best for you, right? And what I'm really trying to get at is that when you know what's good for yourself, when you know what's best, a lot of people aren't going to be able to relate to you. So, for example, even if you want to be like a YouTuber, most people, there's like this huge debate that like YouTubers are lazy and they don't understand the work that goes in with a 9 to 5. It's easier to be a YouTuber, but most people that say that aren't at the levels most YouTubers are at when they're making money with monetization. You know what goes into that. You know what I'm saying? So like, a lot of people aren't going to be able to relate. Even if you want to be a Forex trader, a lot of people from the outside are going to say that it's not worth it because they haven't really put the work in. So one thing you got to really do, Danny, is listen to yourself. If you know something's working for you and you know you're actually putting the work and hours in, don't listen to people. Don't listen to people, bro. Because they don't know any better, you know? That's one thing I had to learn for myself. And that's a tip I'll give you guys to stay away from all this drama too in this industry. It's helped me. When you listen to yourself, you know what's best for yourself. It's like nothing can really stop you. Except for you. That's my TED Talk for this morning. We have about 5 more minutes. If you guys want to ask any more questions, that was a great question you had. Yeah, bro. Hopefully my 10-minute speech was helpful, bro. Hopefully I was able to help you out with that. Cause trust me, bro, I understand completely. I understand. If it's one trader you can relate to, it is definitely me, my friend. I have been through it. We have about 3 more minutes. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. This is a very chill stream. You know, I went over all these pairs. Hopefully they were helpful. I'll say this is more of an educational stream. Again, I do apologize that I wasn't able to find any entries. I will be sending out some analysis later today, especially for the Signal chat, because that is now active. And I will be live tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to wrap up in the next 3 minutes. I'll do shout outs and end stream. But if you guys want to know what my next video is, I'm doing a documentary. And it should be done. It should be done in 2 weeks. But I'm doing a documentary on AI scams. That's gonna be a really good video. Basically, with AI guys, if you guys are curious, I'm not sure if you guys care, but on TikTok and especially all over Instagram, there's these scams going on that people are getting caught up in, because these AI scams, basically they replicate your voice and they can do anything with it. So basically, I have these videos where these celebrities are basically talking about buying like certain coins, like investing into certain like currencies, and it is related to trading in some sense, because they take that voice of like popular influencers that people look up to, and they try to persuade people to like buy whatever thing they're trying to sell. So that's what I'm going to be exposing next video, AI scams. Because I haven't seen damn, I probably shouldn't be talking about this. Who knows, someone's watching this, they're gonna take that and make a video. But no one's No one's done a video on that yet, so that's the next project. AI scams or AI voice scams. It's already in progress, so that should be an interesting video. And then I'm gonna take it from there. See how that channel does. I know a lot of people want me to do IML videos. It's a mature thing, guys. Like they're funny, don't get me wrong. Exposing IML and like doing the intro trading videos. I had a video posted. I wasn't proud of my, like, how do I explain this? Like, as a YouTuber, guys, it does not really matter about the views. It matters about what you were passionate about. So I was doing infiltrating videos, and I posted one. It was like hood dude infiltrates IML, and I had like I was wearing a do-rag. I had fake tattoos, and I was basically imitating someone from the hood, like a ghetto person trying to get into Forex, acting like ignorant, but secretly knowing everything about trading. And I was basically like saying funny stuff towards the dude trying to recruit me, acting like I didn't know what he was talking about. So he would say like, he would be like I have the video up, I deleted it, but he would say like pips or like support resistance. I'll be like pip, like pimp. You talking about pimp? And then like, you know what I'm saying? Like I it was like satire, and that video did good. But at the end of the day, I wasn't proud of it. Like I looked at it, I was like, bro, this is actually really ignorant and really like immature. Honestly, it's just something. It's like something I wasn't proud of. So I stopped doing those videos. People love them, but it's just like, bro, at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to show my family this and be like, look, you know, I'm making money off of imitating people. Like what? So that's why I want to do more serious content, like more research, like scams, you know? That's more mature, like real value instead of just trolling. What's the best way to do one-on-one with people learning strategy? So it should be up on the screen. So Danny, it's not it is on the screen. So the little thing that says join the Discord, I have the link in the description. It is a subscription, but you can get 7 months free if you click that link and you sign up. And the reason why I am promoting that is because, of course, when it comes to any type of investment, you're going to take it serious when you do make an investment. So it is 7 days free. So you can hop in. We can set up some sessions. In that 7-day period, if nothing's helpful, bro, simply just cancel. So it's not like a money grab where you have to pay and then I finesse you or whatever. You can join for 7 days for free, and if it's not helpful, just leave. And if it is helpful, feel free to stay, be a part of the community as I'm heading towards that direction 2024. So that's the link in the description for that. And then, of course, what else is on OBS? The Telegram. So if you just strictly want signals, I have that service. But the Discord is for everything. And that's what I'm merging. So my website is being taken down this weekend. I'm merging everything into Discord, and the only thing I will have active is that community, Discord community, and then Telegram for people that strictly want signals. But everything should be merged together before 2024. That's the goal. But in the Discord, I have a section that says 101s. People any member, they can set up any type of session whenever I'm free. So that's one of the benefits, you know. If you want to have direct access to me, you want me to break down anything, you set that up over there. And Sonic can help you out with that as well. If you need help navigating, Sonic is there to help. But I had someone DM me. I'll go for a little bit. I'm just talking to you guys now. I'm really just chatting. I have my alerts placed. So if you guys are joining in, it's like, oh, this guy's just talking. Nah, I have my alerts placed. I analyzed all these pairs earlier. So we're good, okay? But before I end stream, I'll just talk a little bit more about Undercover Ace. Had some guy DM me yesterday, talking about the IML videos, and I get it. You know, people love them. But like I explained earlier, guys, it's not my motive. It's not my huge motive at the end of the day to expose people. It's to educate. That's where my heart is. So, you know, when it comes to scams, I think I want to do that instead of just troll. And I think it would be a little hypocritical as well, me being a Forex trader, going out to other Forex traders. Like, I just want to mind my business, you know? I really don't care. At the end of the day, do you, just don't scam people. And then I have other channels I'm working on right now that I'm building up. But yeah, I'm about to end stream in 1 minute. Hopefully this was helpful, guys. I know it was a very chill stream. But let me go ahead and do shout outs and wrap up. Yeah, this was a very chill stream. But shout out Sonic, shout out Max, shout out Danny. It's only 3 people, which I am okay with. Very grateful. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, for checking in, tuning in. Hopefully my live session. Oh, my camera just died. This is my second camera, guys. Wow. Always have a backup. My camera just died. Wow. But I learned my lesson, Sonic. I have a backup now, just in case my main camera dies. I have a backup. But shout out to Sonic, Max, and Danny. Appreciate you guys for stopping in. Oops. There you guys. You guys see me? Thanks for tuning in. Again, this was a chill live stream. I have all my stuff marked up. I'll send out analysis later today. And rinse and repeat tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Until then, you guys have a safe and nice day. See you guys tomorrow.